Guys, so this is an audio test just to check out what we think of the 3 microphones. Wind reduction is on. We're at the Sacré Cœur. Beautiful morning, drunk people around. It's Paris. Alright, so we've turned off wind reduction on both these cameras. Can you notice any difference? Let us know in the comments which one's your favorite and which one sounds better in your opinion.
What's up, legends? Now, many of you may have already made up your mind, and that's okay. But for those of you who haven't, this video goes out to you because today I'm going to be comparing the DJI Osmo Action 4 with GoPro's Hero 11 Black. Yes, I know, the Hero 12 has just dropped, so let us know in the comment section below if you'd like to see more videos on that. But shout out to MonsterMine18 from the comment section of the Action 4 review, because this video goes out to you and anyone else who's keen to hear my thoughts on what camera you should get, what action camera is the best on the market and why. Full disclosure, both DJI and GoPro sent me these cameras. However, neither company is paying me to make this video. Neither company is paying me to compare their products. This is literally my honest opinion on what I think from my personal user experience of using these 2 cameras from the last 6 weeks, what I think is best. We are shooting in wide 4K 25 on both cameras.
And this is called the most realistic comparison on earth.
We just picked up some groceries. Hopefully this gives you an insight into the audio comparison between the GoPro. This is the audio on the GoPro and
this is the audio on the DJI.
So you can hear the audio comparison there. We're also using what would be the most saturated color profiles on each camera.
Because we like looking tanned.
All right, let's talk design. Now, the GoPro Hero 11 and the Action 4 are both compact and rugged and built to withstand the toughest conditions. That's for sure. We are looking at the top of the market action cameras here. They're both waterproof. The Action 4 is waterproof to up to 18 meters, like 59 feet, and the GoPro 11 is waterproof, I say up to, but down to 10 meters or 33 feet without a dive case. Now, let's just be clear, like if you're specifically freediving, if you're specifically able to get down to 20 meters, then sure, the Action 4 would best serve you. But for the vast majority of us, we are not gonna be going past 10 meters. So both of these cameras are gonna be great for in the water without a dive case. For snorkelers, for the average person that's just jumping in the pool and getting a sick selfie, these cameras are perfect for you. But if you are a diver and you do want to take it past 10 meters, past 18 meters, right down to 50 meters, then yes, a dive case solves that problem, and both companies have those accessories on hand. The GoPro Hero 11 certainly follows the classic design that we've seen since the Hero 10, and we all evidently love. Also, if you've seen the leaks on the internet or you've watched the Hero 12 launch video, you'll know that the new Hero 12 just has the exact same form factor and design with some speckles. DJI, it's a little bit more slimmer, but it is exactly like the Osmo Action 3. So neither companies have done a lot of evolution with their form factor. They are very similar to the previous products that both companies have put out on the market. Now, here's where the products differ. First of all, the Osmo Action 4 has a 1.4 inch touch front-facing screen. So that might be something specifically speaking to vloggers that want to change the settings of the camera whilst they're talking to it. However, when it comes to weight, the GoPro is slightly heavier. I think it's 154 grams, and the DJI Osmo Action 4 is 145 grams with a battery inside it. So we're talking marginal differences here, but the GoPro Hero 11 and now the 12 have the same 1/1.9 inch sensor, where the Osmo Action 4 has a bigger 1/1.3 inch CMOS sensor. So when it comes to action cameras, I just want to show you how small a action camera sensor is in comparison to a full frame camera. So if this is the first action camera review that you've watched and you're not really into consumer tech, please don't be drawn into the marketing buzz when creators or reviewers talk about camera sensors. Just know that on paper, the biggest sensor should allow the camera to perform better in low light conditions and a few other environments. But when we're talking about these specific cameras or smartphone cameras, the image sensors are all, in general, relatively small. And the reasons why the camera companies keep them small is so that they can fit so many features into this tiny form factor build. So as a rule of thumb, I would just say don't buy a camera based on the sensor size on paper. There are so many other factors that play into image quality, like the color, image stabilization, digital lenses, design features, which I'm going to share more examples on throughout this video. But just know that, yeah, don't be drawn into just being like, oh, it's got a bigger sensor so it performs better. Look at the images and make your informed decision as to which image you really think suits you best. Now, one of the most crucial aspects of any action camera is image stabilization. It is really what makes or breaks your action footage, especially in high intensity situations. Now, the GoPro Hero 11 features Hypersmooth 5.0, which is incredibly effective at keeping your shots buttery smooth. So now, on the other hand, the Osmo Action 4 boasts rock steady stabilization. And this technology is, from our testing, in our opinion, incredibly good. I honestly believe it is so hard to pick a winner between image stabilization for both these cameras. They both offer top tier image stabilization. They both look great. Neither product needs a gimbal to assist you with stabilizing your shots. The only point to raise in terms of stabilization is that for those of you that are shooting FPV and you want to stabilize your footage in post-production, where you're not actually using the inbuilt camera's image stabilization, where you're not using Rocksteady and you're not choosing to use Hypersmooth. And the way that you can do that is through using either Real Steady Go, which is the GoPro owned post-production stabilization software, or you can use Gyroflow. Just know that when you use Gyroflow or when you use Real Steady Go, you have to turn off the inbuilt camera stabilization, and then that affects your ability to shoot in different frame rates and sizes. But just know that if FPV is your intention and your use case, you can use these post-production editing softwares to work around the inbuilt camera stabilization. All right, let's talk video quality. That's the thing that I think a lot of people are like, oh, what's the best video quality? Now, again, this is hugely subjective, and on paper, both cameras are capable of shooting 4K at high frame rates, 100, 120 frames per second. The difference here is the GoPro Hero 11 and the 12 are both capable of shooting in 5.3K at 60 frames a second. And it also offers more aspect ratios. So you can shoot in 16:9, 4:3, and 8:7. Whereas the Action 4, it only allows you to shoot in 100 and 120 frames a second in 16:9. GoPro wins in terms of variety of aspect ratios and frame rates. That is undeniable. There's just more on offer. However, I think what counteracts that is user experience. Where you have all these different menus in the GoPro, like 8:7, 4:3, that can be a little bit convoluted in terms of the menu system. And I think when I use, from a user's perspective, when I use the Action 4 or the Action 3, when I choose what frame rate or what frame size I want to use, it's simplified. You just tap on the bottom bit and it brings up your menu system. You choose what you want and away you go. I think the user experience in that aspect is better. However, another really important point to mention on video quality is the fact that both of these tools are capable of shooting in a 10-bit picture profile, which for post producers or for editors gives you a range of dynamic range. It gives you a larger dynamic range to color grade the footage in post production. In plain English, basically what I'm trying to say here is that both cameras are capable of shooting more than enough dynamic range to make your videos look freaking awesome.
Bonjour tout le monde, testing out the Action 4 versus the GoPro Hero 11 Black. This is the Hyperview field of view, and this is one of the lenses that I think has the biggest difference.
Personally, we shoot most of our videos in 4K. We don't often choose to shoot in 5.3K because it chews up the memory card space, it churns through battery life on the camera, and it also takes up so much more storage on our computer's hard drive. We pretty much always shoot in 4K on the GoPro or the Action 4. 4K is awesome for Instagram, for YouTube, for all digital streaming platforms. But Having the option of shooting 5.3K is great when there's for certain experiences. And what I will say is, like, if you are repurposing your content for different aspect ratios for social media, 5.3K, having a bigger window that you've captured the footage in gives you more flexibility to reframe that content in post-production. Basically, it just gives you more pixels to crop into when you are editing. How do you perceive these videos that you're seeing on the internet? What is your personal preference? And up until now, what I will say from our perspective, GoPro color science has been our favorite. Up until now, up until the Action 4, we have really loved the way that it portrays skin tones, the way that it portrays outdoor environments, underwater environments, and we shoot a lot of underwater. That's why I love shooting on action cameras. But previous to Action 4, there weren't any competitor brands that could match the same results in terms of color. Obviously now, I think the Action 4 color science is something that we would use in all of our cinematic productions moving forward. So when it comes to our pick on color, both of these tools are yes. I will color grade the Action 4 content, it looks good. I will color grade the GoPro content, it looks good, I'm happy with it. I can't say like one is a better color science. I like them both and they both are really good. Lastly, in terms of video quality, some people really like the 8:7 aspect ratio. It saves shooting 2 shots. Other people think it warps and stretches the image and doesn't look good. So the workaround is shooting with intention. You either shoot horizontally or you shoot vertically. That has always been our recommendation and our solution as teachers of action camera filmmaking. Now, this debate can go on, but personally, we shoot in vertical 4K videos or we shoot horizontal, depending on what the project is. And oftentimes, if there's a really cool moment, we even have the luxury of just mounting it on this thing and shooting it both vertical and horizontal in the same shot.
Okay, Rocksteady is off. 4K 25. Natural on GoPro. The normal color profile on DJI. In this example, the DJI enables this low light enhancement feature. It's shooting standard 4K 25 or normal 4K 25. GoPro is just shooting 4K 25 in the vibrant color profile. So its image stabilisation is also on. And I think when you use the image stabilisation, it affects the ability of the camera to perform in low light. Not that many people would vlog in these conditions, but here you go. Here is a vlogging comparison if you were shooting low light on an action camera.
When it comes to battery life, this is absolutely imperative when you're out on long day adventures, and the Hero 11 with the Enduro battery has performed okay in 4K, I'll say that. In 2.7K, 4K, great. 5.3K, it tends to burn through the battery very quickly. Now, this is definitely one of the weakest parts of the GoPro camera ecosystem. And we say this because, yes, we have had our batteries bulge and swell. We have noticed that if we don't use the camera for a week or so and we just leave it, the battery in the GoPro does drain. Or it dies. We have noticed that the biggest culprit of battery drain and battery performance has been like the media mod. And if we leave the camera connected to the media mod and don't use it for a week or two, we'll come back and the camera battery is completely drained. Now, I know this is something that GoPro have been working really hard on, and you'll see it in all the marketing of the Hero 12, 2 times longer performance. But yeah, I would say from the camera's battery life performance, it has probably been the weakest. Action 4, on the other hand, hasn't had these same problems. Even with the Osmo Action 3, if we would just leave the camera for a week or a few weeks or a month, we would come back to it and there would still be battery left in it. I just really also like the design of the new Osmo Action 4 battery charging kit. Like, it just makes charging the batteries simple, and there's always batteries on hand because you've got 2 in the extra case. So when it comes to the battery debate of which camera has the better battery, DJI definitely wins, in my opinion. Lastly, when it comes to batteries and shooting the content that we shoot, we don't shoot for hours on end. We specifically, like, we never really shoot clips longer than 10 minutes, and that's a stretch. It's normally like 2-3 minutes or a couple of seconds at best. Think about how you will use the camera, how each of these ecosystems plays into your use case. For us, you know, shooting short shots and shooting short clips, we could use either and we're gonna get what we want. It's just a matter of us making sure that our batteries are charged and away we go off on our adventure. All right, price. Now this is a big determining factor for a lot of people. The GoPro Hero 11 is currently $349 US, and the DJI Osmo Action 4 comes in at $399. So the GoPro 11 is cheaper. I haven't checked the prices of the Hero 12, so that might also play into your purchasing or your thoughts right now, how much that camera costs. However, most people want a bundle. They want a little bit more than just the camera. They want some batteries, they want some accessories, and that's where the DJI Adventure Combo comes in at $499 US, and the GoPro Creator Edition comes in at $549. So on paper, yes, the Adventure Combo is cheaper than the Creator Edition, but the GoPro Hero 11 Black $349 is definitely cheaper than the Adventure Combo. And it's cheaper than the Osmo Action itself. So if you just were buying the camera itself on price, the GoPro is cheap. Obviously the Hero 12 probably comes into the argument right now, so have a look at the price of that and it may be a little bit more expensive, but also look at the ecosystem. Look at what else the camera companies have to offer. GoPro offer a range of different features with their subscription. However, that's not for everyone. Not everyone wants to be part of that package. So it might just be a matter of getting the camera or using DJI Care. These kinds of things also play into our purchasing decision. So that's what I'm gonna let you research yourself. If you're more interested in vlogging, if you are more interested in buying this camera for vlogging, well, the Creator Edition lends itself, in my opinion, much better to vlogging. You get the media mod, you get a light at the top, you get a spare battery, you get the Volta grip. So that is the vlogging setup. Really, that is the vlogging setup. But if you're more interested in strapping your action camera to a boat, to a jet ski, to a motorbike, then that is not the best setup. The Action 4 is the best setup. The Action 4 is the setup that I think would suit those of you that are looking for battery performance, for, you know, these more action sports use cases. It's also a wider field of view in general. Yes, it has the standard D-Warp, but it's just a bit wider. However, there are accessories that GoPro do offer if you do want a super wide field of view. Let's have a look at the Max Lens Mod 2.0. That's now probably the widest perspective that you'll get. But again, on paper, what are the use cases that you want? That's all I'll say. If my intention was to buy one of these products tomorrow to make a travel video like the ones that you see on our YouTube channel, both of these cameras are capable of achieving that result. Full stop. Both of these cameras are capable of achieving awesome cinematic travel films. So take the next 30 minutes to look at all the reviews on YouTube and work out what specific features meet your needs. Which is the tool that is right for you? Is it the flat picture profile that gives you more dynamic range to color grade your videos? Are you not really interested in color grading at all and you just want to create some fun star lapse or night lapse features? Or is it photos because one of them wins out with photo quality and photo specs? Are you wanting longer battery life? Well, you know, there are certain batteries and certain tests that are published here on the internet. But basically what I'm trying to say is there are a bunch of nuances that do separate these product offerings. So work out what features you want. And I guess if you didn't know what you want, hopefully this video has helped in you better understanding what these products have to offer. Let me know in the comment section below if you'd love to see more comparisons with the brand new GoPro Hero 12. It's hopefully showing up tomorrow. And yeah, I hope this has helped you make an informed decision. I'd love to know your thoughts. In my personal opinion, the products have hit a ceiling. All these products are good. All these products are capable. It comes down to your personal preference and what you want to make. Write that down, work that out. What's your intention? Guys, that's it for me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thumbs it up if you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. JR. Peace!